Hello, everyone. Welcome to D&D News. I'm Greg Tito. I'm coming at you live from Renton, Washington, or Seattle, Washington. That's way cooler than Renton. But hi, how are you guys doing today? We've had a crazy bit of stuff going on. How was Dragon Plus? Did you guys get a chance to watch that? Because I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was in stupid meetings the whole time. But I heard Bar Carroll did a bang-up job. Stan Brown got to draw some stuff. Richie was also doing a pretty good job. Richard Witters. Who ended up being the third person? Emmy was here. Gosh, I'm so glad you guys got to see Emmy work. She does magic. No, not actually magic. She does magical things with her pens on the digital realms. I don't know if you guys know this, but she makes almost every single one of our books look awesome on the inside. That's right. That's all Emmy Tanji's graphic design, as well as a lot of the fun stuff, including things like perhaps this D20 right here for you that I'm going to roll. See that nice solid sound, which you like from getting from a D20. Totally. All right, I got a 10. That's pretty good. It's like I took a 10. How are you guys doing? Hi, everybody in chat. You're all doing good. Forsaken 5. Yeah, I like bards too. They are always way more fun. But you're right. They don't get as many spells. But the spells they do have on their list are superb. And there's ways that you can get the spells that you might want to do. But I think I'm on board with you on that for sure. Doodles and Dragons was the best. Thanks, David Given. That's cool. I wish I could. I'm going to go watch the VOD after this to make sure I'm caught up because it looked pretty cool. And I liked what they were doing. Did you guys like that kind of format? Would you like to see more stuff like that, a little bit more active on the D&D channel? Would you like that? Well, now you can vote with your saying yes and putting an emote in there or something like that. You crazy subscribers. Speaking of which, I can't do emotes easily with this interface. I don't know if you guys know this, I use like a little iPad that just has the chat running on Twitch, so I can just see that, but it isn't like the full thing. Yesterday I think was World Dice Day, David Given. I don't think it was today, but I should show my dice one of these days because I don't know. Those of you on the chat were aware of this. Some of you might have been. I talked about it a bunch when Girls Guts Glory. We did those things on Thursdays. But I got my dice bag stolen from my car over the summer. So all the dice that I've been collecting for 15 years, 20 years are gone. No more. I mean, I had some really cool stuff in there, like dice I got from the first Gen Con that I ever went to in '09. They used to do special dice in the giveaway swag bags there. I don't know if they still do that, but that was there. Gone. Stuff that used to bite. That used to mean something as far as like, oh, I played this with this character, that kind of stuff. I got this from this person. Gone forever. And I said that on Twitter one day, and I got an outpouring of support from a lot of amazing people. Some of you might even be in this chat right now. For example, there's so many cool people. I don't want to just name them because I'll get them all wrong, but it really touched my heart. So I have all these great new dice that were donated and now have sentimental value again. And it's funny, I saw someone on Twitter just the other day, something that happened to them as well. So it seems to be this spat of terrible robberies happening out of cars. So word to the wise, don't keep your D&D stuff in your car. I think that's it. I think that's where the thing you got to go with. Or if you do, make sure it's a mimic bag and that when people reach in, they'll go, and then you get destroyed. That's the only thing to do. I know, it really did suck, guys, and I didn't want to bring it up. I kind of had gotten over it at this point, but it'd be a really cool thing to show you guys the new dice that I got, and I'll tell you where they all came from at that point. Maybe I'll do that for the next D&D News next week. What do you think about that? But I do want to show you this amazing die, not dice. This is a die. This is a singular 20-sided die because it's made of cardboard, as you can see from the amazing sound that it makes when it rolls. But this one is a special die because it opens up like so. And so this is our Christmas card from the company this year from Wizards of the Coast. So thank you, Wizards of the Coast, for giving me this amazing card. It says Season's Greetings here. I'll clue you in. I knew a little bit about this happening because I had this patch made. This is a patch of a Zanathar dungeon mastering, and he's got the new Dungeon Master screen reincarnated in front of him from the piece of artwork by Taylor Jacobson, or at least a representation of that. Guess what? Emi Tanji designed this too. Yeah, that's right. She does everything. She's amazing. So there it is there. I want to show you some of the other cool stuff that's in here. There's a amazing card from Duel Masters. That's a big game in Japan, a trading card game. Pretty cool stuff. They always do really fun designs and kind of outside the box of what the traditional collectible card game is all about. Of course, here's one from the Magic, our friends on the Magic side of things. This one's a season greetings one. Some disassembly required. Happy Holidays 2017. And it's got some fun holiday themed stuff on there. Of course, the artwork is pretty cool. I don't know if the glare is bad for this, but I'm tilting it down so maybe you can see it. I don't know, but it's good stuff. And here's one from Shelley in the Betrayal at Baldur's Gate type stuff. This is the, I don't know if you guys have played Betrayal at House on the Hill or Widow's Walk or Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, but this is the character sheet basically that you have, which is a pentagonal shape, and then these are your stats on the side of speed, might, sanity, and knowledge. And then of course this is the Santa character, which is always a good go-to. But then there's Minsk and Boo on the other side. True to form D&D characters. They are, of course, from the game from Baldur's Gate. And our friend Jim Zub has dramatized their story a little bit more in his comic book series from IDW, so I suggest you check that out. But this is cool. You can just go ahead and drop this into your Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, and it actually has a, a go for the eyes boo power on here, which I will read out loud just so you can hear. Instead of attacking normally, you may throw Boo. What is Boo, you might ask? It is the miniature giant space hamster on Minsk's shoulder right here. Miniature giant space hamster, to attack a target on an adjacent connected tile. If you lose when attacking this way, you don't take any damage. So it's a pretty good power. That's something that you could definitely use. I don't know if you guys know, but Betrayal at Baldur's Gate came out last month. It is an amazing mashup of Dungeons & Dragons with the exploratory and haunt revealing of the Betrayal series. And yeah, you can just drop this in and start playing with it right away, which I think is pretty cool. If you are so lucky as to get this holiday card from Wizards of the Coast. And then, of course, there's actually a booster in here, which is a treasure chest booster, which is pretty awesome. So that's it. Everything is in here. We'll be sending these out to, you know, trusted friends of the brand and all that stuff. So I can't promise everyone will get them. It's supposed to be a little bit rare. But if you are a nice person, I will maybe send it to you. I don't know. Maybe we'll throw that out there. I'm not going to actually do a giveaway on this. Maybe I will. Can I do a giveaway? Would you hate me, Pelham, if I did a raffle on this? He would. He did. He will hate me. So we'll plan for it next time. But I'll tease you guys. You'll have to watch next week because there will be some amazing stuff happening next week for Dice Camera Action, which I'll get to eventually. But those guys will be starting at 4 p.m. Go for the eyes. That's right, Fuzzbox. Butt kicking for goodness. Yes, you guys. All right. So I'm speaking to the audience here. You guys know all about Minsk and Boo, and I like that. Oh, nice. And Rob and Laura put the Minsk and sorry, just the Boo emote that we have on there. Do it. Do it. I will do it one next week. I promise. And that way, these guys will be able to do it. Pelham is giving me a thumbs up, which means thank you for not hurting me, I think is what that means. It is, yes, Zanathar, his eye is a beauty, that's true. Yeah, cool. Well, Xanathar's Guide to Everything is blowing up stores everywhere, as well as available online. It's out there everywhere. We made a whole bunch of lists. Did you guys know this? So in the publishing realm, there are bestseller lists. You know, you've probably heard of the New York Times bestseller list, things like that. There are other lists, such as the nonfiction list, so it's not just novels, but there are also many publications that put them out there, like Publishers Weekly is one, USA Today, Washington Post, all kinds of ones. And Xanathar's Guide to Everything was trending on a whole bunch of these, and we really had our fingers crossed that I was going to hit some of these lists, and it did. It made #1 on the Publishers Weekly list. It made It was number 1 on another list, which actually I'm blanking on right now. But it made number 12 on the USA Today list, which is not separated into fiction and nonfiction. It's just all books, which is super high for a Dungeons and Dragons book to be up there. And for those of you who are making the joke that it's on nonfiction list, yes, everything in Zanathar's guide, everything is true and real and can happen to you in real life. No, that's not true. But it is very cool. And thank you so much for all of our fans who were ordering it, as well as purchasing it from your local game store. Funnily enough, the hobby game stores are not tracked in some of those lists. That's just for the book channel. A little bit of inside baseball there. But everybody who bought it at the game store isn't even tracked on any of those lists. So it actually did above and beyond what a lot of some of the other books are doing on those lists. So think about that. Huh? It's actually selling better. It's better than number 12 in our hearts. I'm going to say it's a number 8 for now. What do you guys think? I've always liked the number 8. Maybe I'll roll and figure out what rank it really is. 6. See? Told you. 6. It happened. If you roll it, that means it's true. So that's cool. Again, thank you so much. I hope you guys are enjoying it. There's a lot of great stuff in there to be able to make new characters. There's new subclasses for each one of the player classes in the Player's Handbook. A lot of fun stuff, as well as spells, feats, things for the Dungeon Masters to infect into your campaign. It is good stuff. I suggest you check it out on D&D Beyond. The videos that Todd Kenrick has been creating with interviews from Mike Merles and Jeremy Crawford on each of those subclasses, I think are really awesome. So go check that out. And yes, check this out, Lady of Pain. On Dragon Talk, we will be releasing, I think in the next couple of weeks, we have a lore you should know on the city of Sigil, which is important for 2 reasons. A, because the Lady of Pain is a big figure in that, also in the Planescape Torment game, Enhanced Edition, which is available from Beamdog right now. But also in Dice Camera Action, those of you who've been watching, Strix is, of course, a native of the city of Sigil, and they went there very recently in the PAX Unplugged game, which we are still trying to acquire so that you guys can watch it if you haven't watched it live already. But it is pretty cool, and it figures into a lot of the story that Chris has been weaving for the Waffle Crew. So look for more stuff there. And if you want to find out about the city of Sigil from Chris and Matt Cerny himself, download Dragon Talk. You can get that on iTunes or Google Play or wherever you kind of get podcasts. And a lot of people use a lot of different apps. I myself like one called Podcast Addict. Shout out to Podcast Addict out there. That's my favorite one for my Android system. But you can use whatever you want and get the Dragon Talk stuff on there. Also, if you want to listen to the Dice Camera Action Adventures, you can go to Dungeon Delve, which is another podcast feed that we have on there. And it has all the games from this season of Dice Camera Action, as well as a lot of the old Acquisitions Incorporated games. Plus, right around when Tomb of Annihilation came out this September, we worked with a bunch of live-action audio podcast creators, and they created the Podcast of Annihilation, which is about 10, actually I think it's 11 podcasts on there that were created by people in that community, and they were awesome. We had them on Dragon Talk and talked to them as well, too. So a lot of great content on there on all those places. That wasn't even on my list of stuff to talk about, so now I have to get to stuff that I actually have to talk about, that's it. I'm all done. No, Beamdog, I mentioned them earlier. They make the enhanced editions for, you might have seen it for Baldur's Gate 2, Icewind Dale, as well as the Planescape Torment, what I mentioned. Guess what they just announced? They're working on Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition. Did you ever play Neverwinter Nights? Came out in 2002, and I know that because I asked the guy who made it, Trent Oster, yesterday on Dragon Talk when we recorded that live here on the D&D Twitch channel. He was the person who pitched that project in 1997, before Baldur's Gate had even shipped. Crazy to even think about, but he was at BioWare. He made Neverwinter Nights happen from inception to completion, and now he's bringing it to more modern systems, as well as enhancing a lot of the user interface. He said he's upscaling it to 4K, so if you like to play on the highest resolutions you possibly can, you can now when the Enhanced Edition comes out. And Neverwinter Nights was singular amongst Dungeons & Dragons video games, especially of that era, because it also spawned this entire creator community. You could modify the code for Neverwinter Nights and basically create a persistent server, as well as modules that you could play in a video same. And all those modules that were created since it was released from 2002 until now. Again, that community is still pretty vibrant, even if it has slowed down a little bit. All of those modules will be available to play with the Enhanced Edition when it comes out. They're busy working on it now. They said they're going to be having a beta to drop soon. They're already talking to some of the bigger names of the community who are modding for it now and making sure, A, that it works with all of their mods and modifications and modules and adventures and persistent servers that they have going on, and B, that they are looking for new features and things that they might want to further enhance their game with. So I suggest you go ahead to Beamdog's website and go check out their forums, be a part of that community. It's pretty amazing. I remember hearing back in the day, this was even when I was at dreams of being a video game designer, that a lot of people said if you wanted a calling card, if you wanted people to know your chops in designing games and telling stories in a digital medium, you had to make a Neverwinter Nights module. So I think it's pretty cool that they're enhancing this edition, and maybe we'll see a resurgence of people who are creating mods and doing stuff for Neverwinter Nights as a way to get their chops up and have their first chance at designing something, designing a game and telling a story that way. I think it's pretty cool. I can't wait to find out more. We have a different schedule a little bit this week on our streaming thing. We had a lot of our internally produced shows here, of course, going on yesterday and today. And tonight we have Dice Camera Action, episode 72 tonight. Is that correct? I think it is. And then Maze Arcana Sirens of the Realms is happening tonight, and I suggest you check that out. Last week they had an amazing episode with a song performed by an actual rock and roll metal musician with voices from all of the band. I don't know if you know the conceit of Sirens of the Realms, but they are essentially an all-girl bard band that is adventuring through Chult, like you do, and they do a lot of live performances as a part of their play, and they had rehearsed this and done a couple of stuff. Last week's episode was really awesome, so I suggest you look at that. It's on our YouTube channel. The VOD on our collections is a little bit broken up. I think it's in 3 video parts right now, so probably going to YouTube is the best way to check that out. But also make some clips of it. I think there is an awesome clip of the actual just song itself, which is about a minute and a half long. It's really beautiful. It's really haunting. Lots of great voices and performers on that stream. So stick around after Dice Camera Action to watch that. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we got High Rollers Dead Reckoning is happening. Dungeon Master Mark Humes and the rest of the crew are rocking on that. Misclick's D&D Risen is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific time. There'll be no One Grung Above tomorrow, so keep that in mind. I think Chris Lindsay is heading down to Los Angeles to play with Satine and Rudy Rutenberg, which we call them Routine. That's their combined nickname now, for her Celebrity D20 event, which you should check out. She's been doing that for 7 years. I think this is the 7th year, maybe it's the 8th year. But I remember in an old, life of mine, I wrote up a story about the first one that she was doing at Meltdown Comics back in 2010. So it's kind of interesting. She's still been doing it. It's still amazing. They're still raising money for a great cause. I think it's all about a cause that promotes reading amongst kids in the Los Angeles area. So it's good stuff. A lot of fun. Folks from Signs of the Realms and Maze Arcana will be participating in that this weekend. That's where Chris Lindsay is, so he won't be doing One Growing Above this week. But you'll be able to watch Maze Arcana Fury's Fate that night. I think actually, you know what? Now that I found out, I think Chris Lindsay is actually going to be on Signs of the Realms tonight. That's right. And he's actually going to be singing. He's been practicing a song. So all that stuff I was talking about, that is actually tonight. It's going to be at 6 p.m. tonight, so you better watch it and make it happen. All right, so then on Thursday, we have Codename Entertainment is doing their Idol Champion stream. That's a really fun way to find out about that game. It's an idol clicker game. You send out your party on adventures, they kill monsters, they take their loot. It all happens in real time, which is pretty cool. They've got a timed event going now, which is, oh, that's not right. They have a new timed event. That's what kind of, they have these content always going. You'll always be able to get new stuff, and you'll only be able to get it at certain moments. So go check it out. I believe they're in Chult. They're adventuring in Chult. There's monsters that are dinosaurs and zombie dinosaurs attacking you, so better watch out. for that, and watch them Thursday at 1 p.m. Then Destiny and Doom with Jack and Mika from Rooster Teeth and Friends. That's Dungeon Master Lauren Urban, and Mika Burton, Dante Basco. I had someone on Twitter make sure you mention that he is a Rufio. That's right, the guy who played Rufio from Hook is playing in our Destiny and Doom game at 3 p.m. on Thursday. If you didn't know that, you should check it out. As well as Kraken and Jack Patillo, great folks from Rooster Teeth, and we'll be hosting a Critical Role that night. All right, cool. Well, that's about all I wanted to let you know about what's going on this week. Check out the schedule here on below the channel for more changes. This is the holiday kind of things happening, so some folks will be playing some stuff and some won't. So I apologize if you came looking for a show and for some reason we're doing a VOD or something like that. That's going to happen as people are in and out this month for the holidays, but we'll be back in a more regular schedule. Gosh, I think in January, right? That's when it will all come back to normalcy. But if you want for updates on that, check out the Twitter, wizards_DND. That will have all the latest, mostly latest, if they're not pre-programmed teach for when shows are going and they're not actually supposed to be going. Pelham, I'm looking at you. We'll make sure those are as accurate as possible as we go through the Christmas months, but go check out and follow that Twitter if you aren't already. Like us on Facebook, and hey, give me a follow too if you want to find out more about how you could possibly get this amazing cardboard D20 with the amazing stuff in it, as well as some fun other stuff that I sometimes have popping around these parts. All right, I think that's all I want to say. Oh, you can follow me on Instagram if you really want to. I'm at Greg_Tito there. I have kids, so you have to be tolerant of the fact that my cute kids will be all over the place. But I also do post a lot of pictures of stuff from D&D here in the office too, a little bit more than I do on Twitter and other stuff. So if you like me and photos, that's a way to do it too. Anything else I should mention, Pelham? Where are you on Twitter?
I'm at Pelham Green.
At Pelham Green. Follow Pelham. He needs more followers and is an amazing person, so you should definitely follow him and bug him for anything that you might want, as well as pester him with questions about how awesome this Dungeons & Dragons setup is here on the channel. So thank you for that. All right, everybody. I'm out. I'm going to take a little break here, wait for Chris Perkins to get set up. We're going to play some ads, so thank you for subscribing, everybody who has subscribed. You are awesome. You'll get to watch the behind the scenes of us setting up here. The rest of you who are coming in to watch Dice Camera Action, you'll watch a little bit of ads. That's no problem at all. But if you're interested, please go ahead and subscribe to us. $4.99 gets you some awesome emotes, gets you no ads, and we're going to be doing some more subscriber-only stuff going forward. Oh, also, there's lots of fun stuff that happens here on Dice Camera Action. So please, a great way to spread the word about what's happening here is to take a clip. If you think something was super funny, or if there was a really good dramatic moment, make a clip of it in Twitch, and then you can tweet that out, tweet it at me, and I'll retweet it. And we'll get all the folks who are on the stream, tag them as well, and they'll retweet it as well. We're really interested to find out more about your fan art, as well as the rest of the people who are making stuff for the Dice Camera Action community. We're going to be doing a lot more of that in 2018, so check out the subreddit for the Waffle Crew, and join the community there and start talking and getting to know what's happening. You guys are all awesome. Share those clips. Follow Pelham on Twitter. Okay, I think that's it. I'm done talking. You're the best. Have fun watching Dice Camera Action in just a couple minutes. Okay, bye.